10 reasons to doubt the Woolwich Beheading incident. Number 1, the word terror was brandished straight away. I know it's only a word, and it's a reasonable word to use to describe such an incident, or such an alleged incident rather, because that's what this post is all about. But if you research 9/11, 7/7, Sandy Hook, the Boston bombings, they've all been described with the word terror. And if you look into any of those incidents with an open mind, and that's a key thing, you've got to have an open mind. You've got to leave your worldviews and your beliefs behind. But if you look into any of those, you soon realise that the word terror is synonymous with bullshit. And that's the first thing that sort of made me wary about this the whole Woolwich incident. Number 2 is the lack of blood on the main suspect. Now, I'm not talking here about whether or not there was blood on his hands. I'm going to come to that in a later point. What I'm talking about is there's a lack of blood on him anywhere else. There's nothing on his coat, there's nothing on his trousers, there's no blood splats on his face or anything like that. And you know, this is a guy with a meat cleaver who's just supposed to have beheaded somebody, and you know, surely you'd expect a bit of mess, you know, from hacking someone's head off. So that didn't seem right at all. Point number 3 is the lack of blood on the other suspect. Now, this guy hasn't been getting as much attention, because this is like, you know, this isn't the guy who was ranting and raving. This is the other guy who was across the road. Now this guy this is the one wearing the light coloured jacket, which is relevant because you think, right, a light coloured jacket, you know, you're bound to see the blood on that. You know, nothing at all. Again, nothing on his face. Doesn't seem to be any blood on him again, and it's you know, and we're expected to believe that he's just that he's just knifed or hacked this guy to death, and it just doesn't seem right, does it? You know, they're gonna, presumably they were sort of bent over this guy on the street, sort of digging in at him, and you'd expect, you know, where's the blood? Where's the blood splats? There's nothing at all. Number 4, again, a lack of blood, this time on the road. There doesn't seem to be a trace of blood on the road. I don't think it's unreasonable to expect a pool of blood there, really. You know, the guy's just allegedly had his head hacked off. Now, I think the average adult contains like 8 pints of blood, which is, I think, approximately a gallon. And I don't know if you know, if you ever like just like get a teaspoon and you sort of fill it with water and just pour it, you make a puddle out of it. You can makes a surprisingly large puddle just for like a little teaspoon of liquid, which is like only like what, 5-10 millilitres. We're talking pints here. We're talking pints of blood, and we're talking someone's had their head cut off. We're talking a lot of that blood is going to be lost, and there's nothing at all. And this guy on the ground, he's got a white top on. You know, he's got his white top on, and you think, right, okay, he's been hacked and knifed to death. There's going to be blood all over his top, all over the road. Nothing. There's no blood on the road, no blood on his top, and that's like, this guy just hasn't been hacked to death. You know, it doesn't fit. No blood, no hacking. The blood on number 5, the blood on the pavement. Now, at last we get some blood, so this is what we've all been sort of. It's what everybody needs to see, is the blood. And yeah, sure enough, you know, there's some blood on the pavement, but the problem with it is that it's not there, or rather, it doesn't appear to be there from the beginning, because from the 2 different camera angles I've seen, the first one being the video of the guy ranting and raving, he sort of, when the guy ends up crossing the road, you can see that part of pavement where the blood is later, and there's no blood there. And also that seems to be confirmed from some other photo still images which are taken from the same side of the road looking down the pavement, and again there's no blood, and which is a bit odd, but it's odd in a sense because it's not there at the beginning and it is there later, but it's not odd in the sense that if there's no blood anywhere else, why would we expect there to be any blood on the pavement, you know? Which leads you to the conclusion, if there's no blood, then has there really been a beheading, or you know, or a stabbing, hacking incident? You know, it doesn't seem to be the case. Number six is about some material that came out. This is about the hands now, but video came out a couple of hours, well, I don't know, a few hours after the incident, and you know, it sort of got circulated on Facebook and stuff like that, and it was about the guy, the main suspect, the first suspect, whether it was blood or not on his hands, and it was a video that had come out. It looked like he didn't have blood on his hands, and which therefore was trying to make you think that the official video had been sort of edited, but it looks like that this unofficial video had been edited, and because the colour of the lines on the road aren't red as they should be, but more of an orangey colour, and the guy's hands were the same orangey colour, so it suggests that, you know, they've edited the video, turning the red into orange. And so, but this video came out really quick, and I'm just a bit suspicious that they've put it out as a disinformation video to sort of derail people looking for the truth, to sort of have the effect of to sort of say, hey people, wake up, look at this, you know, this is a false flag, and then oops, no it isn't, you know, back to sleep everybody. And it seems to have had that effect as well, because even on the Alex Jones website, they're saying we've debunked the Woolwich now. You know, they say they've debunked the Woolwich hoax, so they're saying it's as if they're going along with the official story, which is a bit. I mean, Alex Jones is I think he's a bit suspicious anyway, but you know, but they seem to be having this video seems to have been having the effect of sort of putting people off the trail, you know. And the reason I think that might be the case is because a very similar thing happened with the Boston bombings. You know, with the guy that's supposed to have lost his legs in the blast, and there was a photo doing the rounds shortly after the incident in the Boston bombings, saying that he was actually an ex-soldier who'd lost his legs in battle, which was later dismissed as well. So that was like another sort of derailing attempt, it seemed. So, you know, so I think this, you know, this seems to be another case of that, you know, but doesn't. I don't know. Maybe it isn't. Maybe it was a genuine video, or maybe it was a prank, or what, you know. I don't know, or just a genuine recording discrepancy on the recording device or whatever, you know. I don't know, but it's just, for me, that was given the effect that it's had, you know, and especially on a massive website like Alex Jones saying that, oh no, there's nothing to see, then that's to me, I think that makes it fairly relevant. Number 7 is a dodgy witness testimony of the beheading. According to the mainstream media, there's numerous witnesses that saw them beheading this guy, but now the official story is changing to say that he wasn't actually beheaded, and that he was later pronounced dead, which is like, okay, and it's like, that's it's not okay, is it? Because it's like a massive U-turn they've done, and for the U-turn, I think they've done the U-turn because of the lack of blood. They realised that, you know, that no one's going to sort of believe there's no blood anywhere when they've just beheaded somebody. So I think they've had to do a U-turn. But the problem is they've done this U-turn and they've left behind these witnesses that say they saw the guy being beheaded, and that is just something that you don't get wrong. You know, the body has either got a head or it hasn't, and you know, if you showed me a million bodies, I am 100% certain I would get every single one right as to whether they had a head or not. You know, and the fact that these more than one witnesses have said that he was beheaded, and it turns out he wasn't. That's just that's not, you know, that's dodgy witness testimony, isn't it, of the sort of the highest order. Number 8 is more dodgy witness testimony. This time it's regarding the police car turning up on the scene. The witness in this case is a young lad, maybe late teens, early 20s, probably late teens. He describes how the police car arrives, and then the witnesses sort of stroll up slowly to the police car, and the woman police officer jumps out and shoots him. So you think, well, initially you think, well, hang on, that's, you know, should they be doing that? They shouldn't just be sort of shooting suspects when they're sort of not threatening them, especially, you know. So that sounded a little bit odd. But then when I saw the video of the footage last night, and what this guy says, the witness, he couldn't be more wrong. He's the actual footage shows the guy, and he's not walking slowly towards the police car. My initial thought was, wow, how fit is the guy? And this is like the first suspect, the black guy who was doing all the ranting and raving, because he moves so nimbly at the car, and he charges at the car and sort of dodges, and that is the opposite of walking casually. It's the absolute opposite. And he's shooting, and the video shows him shooting first as well. He's got his hands up, and he's bang bang at the police car, and then they react and shoot him back. And so that's another really dodgy witness testimony. So that takes me on to point number 9, which is, if we don't have any reliable witness testimony, it's not a problem, is it? Because it was a big murder incident. It wasn't like a quick shooting in the street or anything like that. It was a hacking a guy's head off, knifing him to death, whatever, you know, whatever they changed the story to. The good thing is, the reassuring thing is, you know, there was a big crowd of onlookers, as we've seen on the video. Yeah, and the year's 2013. Virtually everybody's got a video camera phone in their pocket. You would have thought at least one person would have whipped their phone out and recorded the incident of the guy being killed. But so far we've got nothing at all. And you'd think, you know, somebody would have taken a video of him. Now you might say, well, you know, people were scared and people weren't thinking, and, you know, everyone was like fearing for their lives and stuff, and nobody was thinking straight. But you can see on the video, when the guy's there ranting and raving, everyone stood in the back, and they're all pretty calm. There's even old ladies with their shopping sort of just sort of, excuse me, just sort of coming past him. You know what I mean? It's just no one's panicking at all. There's you know, surely somebody would have got that footage. You know, the big main road like that, loads of people around. So so this is what we're left with. We don't have any reliable witness testimony. We don't have any video footage, no video evidence. What does it leave us with? And all it leaves us with is propaganda. Finally, number 10 is MI5. There was an article on the ITV News website yesterday, in talking to a friend of one of the suspects, who said that MI5 had tried recruiting the suspect about 6 months before the incident. It's a highly dodgy connection, and it wouldn't surprise me if MI5 had indeed recruited him.